Hey everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and today I'm going to do a January walkthrough of all my planners, and I'll do a flip through for you. But what I'm going to do is take you through how I use my everyday planners, and this is them. I know it looks like a lot, but it's really not, and show you what I do from morning to night in all of these books. So, because I know a lot of you are like, oh my God, this woman has entirely too many planners, but it's easier for me to put it in perspective when you kind of see how I'm using them. The ones here in the middle, these three, are the ones that I use constantly, every day. I mean, I use all of these every day, but these are my primary planners, and these are the three that I carry in my planner bag, and then these two are what I carry in my bag. These two are what I use in the morning, and these sit on my coffee table, and that's where they stay. So I will just go ahead and let's go ahead and I will tell you what they are, and I'll flip through them for January for each one, and you guys can kind of see the madness one step at a time. So when I wake up in the morning, I usually get up between 5:45 and 6 a.m. and I follow the Miracle Morning. And that is what is housed in this Hobonichi A5. This is the I just call it my Little Clouds book. It's I think it's 2016, 2017. And it's the blue, it's a fabric cover. It's directly from Hobonichi. I have my little Bob Ross card in there, and it makes me happy. Looking at this every morning, honestly, the happy little clouds make me smile every morning when I pick it up, every single morning. So what's in here is my my Hobonichi Weekly, and this is the A5 English Techo. So it is the English planner, the only one that they have in English. But in the weekly planner, what I do, and this is December, so let me go ahead and get to, oh no, this is January. What I do in January, and this is my Miracle Morning, and for those of you who have followed Miracle Morning, you know you have your savers every morning, and I literally just write this out, and this is all this is the weekly view. They don't have anything else in this tiny little insert. So savers is silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, and you do that every morning. I know when I wake up what exercises I've done, if I've done them, like here I didn't do it that day, and then how I'm feeling, like if I have, like if my neck hurts, if my stomach is giving me issues, if I have aches and pains, something out of the ordinary. Like when I fell and hurt my hip, I put it in here, and I'm still recovering. So, and I fell down the stairs on January 5th, and it still affects me every day. It's gotten mostly better, but because I'm ramping up my runs for my triathlon training, it is still giving me issue. So here, like, it'll show when I've woken up, what I did. Most of the time I end up doing 50 squats because it helps, especially when I'm training later on in the day. It's something that I can do to get my heart rate up. It's a very good exercise for your lower back, for your thigh muscles, everything. So just for your core. And that's what I usually choose to do. So this is January, and I filled it all out. And, you know, it talks about my hip progression, all of that, various trainings and stuff that I've done. And when I wake up is when I wake up. You know, I put that in there. On the weekends, I'm usually up later. But this little book usually travels with me, and I put it all in. So that is up till last week, or actually just this morning. So this morning I got up at 6 a.m., did everything. I did not get my, I actually did do my squats. I just didn't mark it off until I actually did it. And I'll usually do that the night before, or the morning after. So I'll go back in and note that I did that. I feel good, still having problems with my tummy, but hoping it goes away. If I feel bad, still tomorrow. Because my husband and I have been sick with the stomach virus for about a week and a half, And if it hadn't gotten better by tomorrow, I told myself I was going to go to the doctor. And so I actually filled this out this weekend. For the next month, I do it a month at a time. And I just use my Hobonichi stencil, draw in the last 3 squares and put in my lines, and it's all ready to go. So this is what a blank page would look like in that. In my Techo, I put in, I still haven't figured out what I'm doing here, but in my monthly, I just put something general, if I remember. And it's, I mean, it could be as simple as I had sushi and game time. I got off at noon, or at 2, actually. I got to change that because I was supposed to get off at noon and didn't get off till 2. But, you know, the tech summit went on, game time, karaoke, Greg was home sick. Just something to spark, you know, just a reminder of that the day. And I will do that throughout the months. And then in January, I used the Miracle Morning Journal by Hal Elrod. And I'm in week 30 of 52. It has 52 weeks, and it has a daily prompt for every day that you journal in, and that's what you scribe by. And like the first one was, I will not avoid them, but welcome changes and challenges. And I just journal about that. And I just go through, and, you know, some days I write a lot. Some days I don't. It just kind of depends on what my morning's like. But I try to get, you know, at least a paragraph in about it. Some days is more, but I did it all of January. Sometimes I have a big statement that I want to make that I can go back to. Like today, I will no longer justify mediocrity in my life. Today and from now on, I am capable of achieving anything. And I put in that it always matters. Do not change your life in ways you can. Oh wait, do not change your life in ways you can control just because you're lazy. So, just, you know, they're really good prompts, and I just write something about it, you know, whatever. It's kind of my version of morning pages, really. It's not stream of consciousness, but, you know, I do this a month at a time, like I said, and I never know what I'm going to write. And so I have some morning goals here for February, and I've already been putting this in, and so I've gone in for the month of February and put in the prompts for the month, and that will be ready for the entire month. So it's when I sit down, and it actually goes through March 4th, but when I sit down every morning, I don't have to worry about it. It's already ready, and I keep my pen in here, and it just sits like that. So that's how I start my morning every single morning. Sitting on my couch, I have a cup of hot apple cider vinegar. It's hot water with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with a teaspoon of honey, and I start my day with that while I'm making my coffee with a Chemex, and I do this. And then on Sundays, now I didn't do a lot in this in January. I did it kind of halfway, but this is the Laws of Attraction Journal, and this is the second one that I've had. I actually gave the first one that was teal that I reviewed on this channel to a friend, and then I found another one. And I'm like, you know what? This has come to me twice, and I'm going to try to do this. And so I have not filled out all of the front portion of it yet, but it came to me. I got it on the 13th of January, set it all up, and then worked through it. And last week I kind of it sat down on my desk, and it was chaos last week, so I didn't get through it. But I did reflect on my month and fill all this out, and this is the main thing that I wanted to do with this. And so this is just a monthly and a weekly. You get a monthly overview and ideas or note pages for it. And so this is my monthly overview, and I have intentions, skills and habits I want to learn, desired goals this month, action steps, and then this is my week. And this one's Sunday through Saturday, so a Sunday start. So it actually works out really well because Sunday is when I sit down and do all my planning for the next following week. And so it actually works out good for this particular plan. planner, but this sits upstairs, and I just kind of get a look at my day, and if there's anything major coming, then I know, and my goals, and just kind of, it helps me just kind of settle into my day. And so I don't do a whole lot in this, but it's enough that it keeps me on track, especially with the review. So that's my morning when I first get up. Then I get to work, and I do my work planner. When I get into work at 8 o'clock, I go through my work planner, and I have a separate video set up for that, but it's an A5 Malden. Sorry, I have one last cup of coffee right now. And so I go through that when I first get to work and get it all set up for the week on Mondays. But then every day I have different things that I've got to get done. And so I use the Cocoa Daisy Daily inserts and the Filofax inserts. And I'll show you that in a different time, because that one literally stays at my desk at work. So then about between 9 and 11, I usually get one of these out. I usually start with Planner Prime, and this is a Foxy Fix cedar. It's a A5 Hobonichi cover, perfect fit cover, but I actually have my Hobonichi Cousin Avec, my Erin Condren Wellness Log, which is my meal plan, or my meal trackers, and then I have my Jibun Techo. And in my Jibun Techo, this is my ideal weekly plan for training, and you can see I've got it all blocked out. The orange is my time in the morning, and the pink is my commute. The blue outline Monday through Friday is my work, and then my commute again to the gym, and this is my training. So, and then this is what I do for my channel. But I've been starting to do some different things in here. I did hit a milestone February 1st. I hit 1,600 subscribers on YouTube. Woohoo! Thank you all very much. I appreciate it greatly. And then I don't have anything on my recommendations list. I am going to be putting Ikigai in here as soon as I'm finished. I'm over 2/3 through it, and then I'll work on the journal. But the movie list I've seen this week, or this month, this year, goodness, so far with Greg for movie dates is Bumblebee, Split, Glass, and Windows. Or Widows, not Windows. Widows. And then different gifts. And then this was January's layout. I did Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, vlogging, blogs, when I posted to Facebook. But Facebook's gotten to where I do it every day out of habit, and so I just didn't really decide to track it. My game time, my live feeds when I did a live feed, either on Instagram or Facebook. And then this week, or this month, I don't think, I have added Instagram TV. So I did set up my Instagram channel. What I'm going to be doing there is adding some of my vlogs. So uploading those. Even though I'm going to upload them to YouTube, I'm also going to go upload them to the Instagram TV, just to see how that goes. Then I flip over to the monthly, and this is when I did Vlogmas for all of December. And then this is January layout. Now, the Jibun Techo is just for my social media and digital media tracking. So anytime I make a post to YouTube, anytime I do a vlog or a blog or a podcast, all of that goes in here. And so this is all of my media tracking. That's all that I keep in here. And of course the lists that are in there. But I set up my weekly ideal week just because everything else works around my training. And I love the way the Jibun Techo has this set out. So I put it in here instead of my Hobonichi. And then I just used some mermaid, some of the Simply Gilded Mermaid washi tape, just to let it stick out just a little bit so I can mark it. It doesn't stick out very much, and I just like having that. And I thought it was pretty. So over here are ideas that I come up with through the month as to different videos that I want to do. And then when I post them, again, I will put it in here and just note the time and whatever when I post it. Then I go to the month, and this was January's, and the end of December, and this is January 1. And so here, like when I posted the February kit Cocoa Daisy unboxing, I did that at 3 p.m. And the last video that I'd done was on January 10th, which was my Foxy Fix Black Friday unboxing. So when I posted this, I go back and I look at the views. Now I always write down at the bottom the YouTube, Instagram, you know, at least the YouTube channel count, subscriber count. But then when I post the next video, I go and look at the last video posted, and then I'll write in like the number of views, how many comments, how many thumbs up and thumbs down, all of that, just so I can it's mainly just for my sanity. So, so I'm posting in my vlogs and my blogs here, but I try to post on Sundays Thursdays and Sundays. Sometimes it's Mondays and Fridays. But ideally it's Thursday and Sunday. But that's where we are so far. And this is, actually I can move this, and I will be, once I get this one uploaded, I'll go in and write down the time that I uploaded it and what the YouTube and count and all that was at that point. So that is January in my Jibun Techo. And then in the back of here, I keep my moon phases. And most of you should know that today is the new moon. And so I'll be doing a new moon tarot reading here as soon as I finish this. And then I just keep some stickers and stuff there. This is where I meal track. And so in January, I started it. I had my starting numbers. I didn't do a picture, but over here, this is where I started at 232. And when they're in green, it means that I met my step count. It was over 10,000. And so and up here in the corner, I just put in green how many days I met my step count for that week. So here it was 2. My main goal for January was no soda, and I did it, and still doing it. So, and I was trying to bring down the amount of extra sugars. And when I say extra sugars, it's not about like, you know, oh my God, this one has however many grams of sugar. It's like literally don't eat cookies, don't eat cake, don't eat a cupcake, don't have a donut, don't be a dumbass. So, because I always seem to find sugar and candy and cake and donuts and cookies and all of that kind of stuff. And I do, in the afternoons at 3 o'clock, I usually have fika, which is a Swedish coffee break. And so I always have an extra cup of coffee then, and I always wanted something sweet with that. So I've tried to be breaking that habit through the last 2 weeks of January. And now I am trying to not have any extra like desserty things, cookies, cakes, anything like that. Next month, after this is done, then I'll try to start cutting down either carbs or extra sugars inside of what I'm already currently eating. So we'll go from there. So here I had 2 more days that I met. And then over here I put down what I have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and any snacks. In here I have my water intake, my step count for the day, my active minutes per day, and my hours slept. And then over here, if I worked out, if I trained, just whatever activity stuck out for that particular day. So here I had 5 days that I met my goal, and a lot of these I wasn't snacking. It was just, you know, what I had. And here I had 3 days, and this last week I had 5 days. So, and then this month I did my end of the review. And my accomplishments, I did run 30 miles. I did Finding 52 every week. I had no soda for an entire month. Met my average sleep goal, reduced a little bit of our debt, decluttered several sections of my closet. I completed a no spend on clothing in January, and YouTube hit 1,600 subscribers. Woohoo! And I met, these are all my tracking goals. And for next month, for February, I want to try to do typically I do, when I do a large run, or not really a large run, but when I do a set mile run, it's 3.25 miles. And I want to bump that up to 4 on my run days, and then increase my average steps and increase my active minutes. I want to do that by adding a walk at lunch during the week when I can, when the weather permits that, because I really need the outside time. And decrease my average pace. My average pace was 15 minutes, 55 seconds per mile. And my goal is to get that down below 15 to 14. I would like to get it to a 14. I mean, ideally overall, but little steps at a time. So right now my goal is 15.33. Just shave off a couple of seconds. And then following my training schedule as best I can. 4 swims and 4 bike rides throughout the month, and that's outside bike rides. I did not get any swims done in January because my pool was closed because they had an issue with the one of the pumps, but it's back up and running, thank goodness. So this week I get to start back. And so this is this so far. I had avocado toast for breakfast. I had charcuterie and a green salad for lunch, and I did have a snack. I had a yogurt. I'm trying to up my probiotics because of the stomach issues, so hopefully this helps. And again, my focus is no extra sugar. So I just go in and I write down the active minutes in there and then go from there. Woohoo! And then my Hobonichi cousin Avec, and this is 6 months in a book. And so it's half the size of a regular cousin. And I'm just using this with birthdays and events that I have throughout the year. And I can still do pre-planning in this because it goes all the way to December. And then that was December. And I finish a year in my books. So December is in my 2018. More coffee, and I just haven't transferred it over yet. Hopefully I'll get to that. This is my January. Again, I just go in and I note things of something of note that I want to make sure I keep track of, like when I was sick or I had a paid day off, and it's just, various things that I want to keep track of. And so that's what I use the monthly overview for. And this is February so far. And I've just got some February focus goals on there. And then I flip over to the week. And this is the weekly view in our cousin. And I time block. So I was off the 31st and the 1st of the year. And then anything in blue, like I showed you in my Jibun Techo, is work. The morning time is when I wake up, and that's my time. Then my commute, and it's in pink because I hate pink and I hate my commute. And then I color block towards the end of the night. So like here, I just worked on my planners and my setup. Here I filmed and edited. My game time is done in black, and date night, anything with Greg, is done in teal. And then my weekend is pretty much all my time, so I don't really color block that out. And again, it's just kind of shows you at a glance, my work time, my game time. I had a lot of game time this week because I was not feeling good. And then I have my chores out here to the side, the tasks that I got done, 20-minute cleaning, sifting my cat litter, laundry, no spends, all of that. And so when I'm doing the decluttering, I try to put it down here. But this is my weekly view, and it works out very easily for me. And it's all done by the hour. And I can tell you, this is where I had Finding 54 or Finding 52 for this week. And I watched Tidying Up, and I decluttered my skirt rack, and I even did a blog. So, and I put birthdays in and all of that. Now this, I was traveling, and so I was in Boise. So when I'm traveling, it's rare, especially when I'm in Boise, because it's like, soon as I hit the door, it's like we're off like a rocket. And so I really don't have time to just sit down and plan. And so it rarely gets done, but, and that's okay. It's very much okay with me. This was last week, and Sunday I did not go back in. Last night I was trying to get everything updated, so I didn't actually fill in what I did, but I will show you where I have that. And I'll be damned, but this cousin, Avec, was starting to, you could see it was pulling away from the tape here. So it's just at the signature. So I had to put some washi tape in there just to hold. You can kind of see it right there, how the signature is coming apart. And I'm like, my last one did that. So I don't know, but it's just seems to be just that first signature. So hopefully the washi tape will hold it. And then this is this week. And I am hoping I get to go to Boise this weekend for my best friend's going away party. She's got her house sold and she's moved out, but they're leaving on Sunday. So, and they're going to be traveling through here, so they'll stop here and stay at the house. So if I don't make it up, it should be okay because I'll still get to say goodbye to her. But because of my boss being out of town, I don't know if I'm going to get to do that, but we'll see. But this is today, and then I have the rest of the week blocked out. And tonight I will block this out before I go to bed. So that's my weekly view, and that's what a weekly view looks like empty. But I do put in, like, I'm going to Australia War on the 21st, and so I go ahead and put that in. I put the full moon in, that kind of thing. When I know something's coming up, I will go ahead and put it in. And then let's go to January. So I did put in my goals here and my milestones for the year. And this is the beginning of January. So my stats for January and my fitness ended out. I wasn't sure how I was going to do this, and I didn't really figure that out until beginning of February, so I went back and filled that in. But this is how I do a daily. And I do also, put major things here in the time tracker here as well. So if I don't get it in there, I have it one place or the other. And then I have my top 5 things that I want to get done. This is my priority for the day. This is my gratitude, and this is my workout of the day if I work out. Otherwise, it's the major activity that I do. Some days I get things done and I have a final journal out, but some days I don't, and that's okay. That's okay. So there's these are all the how the month has fallen out in January. And some days I have a lot, some days I don't have anything. Here somehow I was doing something and I had a pair of scissors and it like sliced the page a little bit, and so I just put a piece of duct tape or washi tape in there to fix it. But yeah, I basically am putting in what I'm doing for the day, and as you can tell, my pen's changed just based on my mood. And this was when I was in Boise, so I try to put a little bit, but it's okay. Again, I would much rather focus on being there with my best friend than going, oh wait, let me put this in my planner. No, I'm not going to do that. So and then that's where I made my goal. I was so exhausted after this. I'm like, I'm done. And then this is February's, and just some things that I'm working on, my goals, my stats when I finish them, and I'll put this all in at the end of February. And then this is just, using little stickers and things like that. I gotta say, Star Trek Discovery, so freaking excellent. Oh! And this is from a girl who is a longtime Trekker, born right after the original series started, 2 months afterwards, as a matter of fact. And I've been a diehard Star Trek fan since birth, pretty much. And, I know there's a lot of Trekkies out there that don't like Discovery, but I think if you actually paid attention to what Gene Roddenberry's ideology was, I think that he would actually really love it. And his son is actually helping create the series. And so for those of you out there that get pissed off that there's gay characters, there's, colors, or there's aliens and all of this stuff that people are just complaining about, I just want you to know that I love it. And there's going to be a spin-off with Emperor DeJojo, and she had the best line ever this last episode where she said the freaks are more fun. And I'm like, I love that line. So if you haven't watched Star Trek Discovery, go out and try to find it. It is worth it. So worth it. Anyway, off my Star Trek soapbox. But this has just been this week, or this past week, and here I am tonight. And I usually take this out and put it to the next new moon so I know. And bada bing, bada boom. There we are. So that is my planner prime for January. And then we get into my self-care. And again, I just kind of, whatever might stick out during the day is what I put here. And you know, just one little line snippet, and just kind of here out to the side is where I'm putting my Finding 52, what I've done for each week. So how I'm celebrating Finding 52 every week. And Lunar New Year's tomorrow, new moon is tonight. Awesome. And so then I go into the weekly view, and that's where this started. So this was the first week, and I used I used that little munchkin for when I fell down the stairs. Oh my goodness, it was awesome, but sad that I had to use it. But anyway, some weeks get more, you know, some weeks don't. This was a Utah Planner meetup. I painted my nails back then. They look horrible now, but that's okay. And just tracking my orders, my things that I wanted to make sure I was taking care of, all of that. And this was the last week in January when I was with my best friend in Boise, and I drove home. We do a lot of Dutch Brothers coffee when I'm there because she lives right around the corner from one. So yeah. And then this was this past week, and I earned a lazy weekend. No pants. I can tell you there was not a lot of pants in my weekend. We had pizza quite a bit. I did get some reading done. Then I hit YouTube, 1,600 YouTube subscribers, and Greg was homesick. He has a little zombie. Once More with Love, again, pizza, and budget review, and how I put all of that in there. And this is how I have this week set up. So I will go in and update that through the week. And so after I work on out of this in the morning, I take about 5 minutes or 10 minutes and just jot some things down. Then I look at this, if there's anything. Usually I don't get into this until evening, but there are things that, you know, if I'm doing some reading or whatnot, that I want to write in there, then I will. And then I have my bullet journal. And this is the Leuchtturm 1917, the official bullet journal one that writer Carol developed, and this is the stealth version. And this is the Calendex, where I'm writing down our movies for date nights. And I still have to put in last night's, but this is my year in pixels so far. And as you can see, from the 29th to the 1st of February, like I said, we had stomach issues, and then that Saturday was good. Last night was much better. It'll probably be a purple, and then today, hopefully, crossing my fingers, then it'll be back to teal. These are my goals, and this is my 101 goals in 1,001 days that I copied in here, that are the ones that are not completed, and the books that I'm reading in 2019. Oh, I need to put those in my other book. Recipes that I'm trying, and I just list that out. And then this was my January cover page. It's more kind of quotes. And I wanted to leave space in case there were other quotes that I wanted to put in. And then this was my January month at a glance, and my task list and what I was waiting for to be delivered. These are my dailies. And this is as simple and basic as it gets. And so these were, and I will admit, there are some days that I didn't do this. So, because it got into my smaller bullet journal and I didn't transfer it. But that's okay. That is completely okay. And this was the end of, this was the 24th of January, and I ended it there because life got busy and I didn't have time to keep up with it. So I have yet to do my January in review, but that will come probably this weekend. And then this is my February cover page, and these are all quotes from the Ikigai book that I showed you guys. And the one that I loved absolutely loved was, it was talking about Jean Kelmet, who died at 122, and she is the oldest living human being recorded officially, and she lived to be 122. No one else has lived to be that long. And this was a statement that they made. She died of natural causes at the end of a happy life, during which she denied herself almost nothing. If I can live like that and let that be my epitaph, I will be a happy, happy girl. It talks about a lot of different essentials. The grand essentials to happiness in this life are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. And they also talk about different songs and sayings and stuff that they have in Ogimi off of Okinawa. And they talk about the older, the stronger. I totally love that too. So, and these are just some different points that I pulled out. Focus on enjoying your daily rituals, using them as tools to enter a state of flow. Don't worry about the outcome. It will come naturally. Happiness is in the doing, not in the result. As a rule of thumb, remind yourself, rituals over goals. And I loved this, how they talk about using a compass over a map, and just kind of as a life rule. A good compass will take you where you need to go. It doesn't mean that you should start your journey without any idea where you're going. What it does mean is understanding that while the path of your goal may not be straight, you'll finish faster and more efficiently than you would have if you had trudged along a pre-planned route. And this book is so freaking amazing. Oh my gosh. I was talking about it with my husband, and he actually wants to read it. And I'm just like, just the different thoughts. And one of the blue zones is in Costa Rica, and I did not know that. And I'm like, oh! So I'm very excited with that too. So anyway, off on a tangent. Woo! This is my February at a glance, and my February task list so far. I've got my taxes already done. Yay! This is what I'm waiting for, and this is up until today. So there we go. So this is my planner flow. I kind of have it out. My the morning miracles, my laws of attraction. Then it, like I said, goes into my work planner, cousin Avec, Bujo, my weeks, and then it goes into my rings, and that's where we're at. And this is all that I've got in there so far. So those are the 3 planners that I work on the most during the day. But then I have these 2 in my purse. So this is my rings, and this just got started in February, so there's just literally hardly anything in here. But yeah, it's just if I need it. So it kind of just, whenever I'm out on the go and I don't have the books that I have at my office, this stays with me all the time. So I have it ready and available. And then these stay in my bag. And this is my on-the-go bullet journal. And like I told you that there were several things in there that, and I've been in this since November. So, and it's just when I need something on the go, I have it. And I originally thought that I was going to not carry this, but I like this too much. And so for right now, we're just keeping it. And that's my December, my declutter for December. And it just works like a small bullet journal. And it's awesome. And I had my Christmas list planning, the rest of 2018, my January task list. And so, you know, when I needed it, it was here. And in fact, I haven't even, my February theme for our Utah planners is self-care. I already have a packing list started for when I go to Estrella. And there it is. And I haven't even set up February yet. So I'll probably do that tonight. And then I have another weekly insert, and this one is just for work. So when I have pre-planned meetings, then I just write them down in here. So Otherwise, it's just my days off and time sick and all of that. But it's got preset meetings that I have in here so that when I'm out and I don't have my big planner, at least I have this for, you know, seeing what I need. And then because this is my journal, this is a field notes, and I just have it in, this is actually a dashboard, but I wanted to keep it in there. This is my field notes, and I started this journal on my birthday, and I literally have filled this little sucker. I don't write in it every day. Some days I do, or some parts of the week I do. Sometimes I've written 1 page, sometimes I've written 5. But as you can tell, it is chocked full. And in the middle here is just quotes. Most field notes don't have this green page, but this is a James brand edition, and I loved the lime green, especially the orange. And I loved doing the quotes so much that I actually started adding to the back. But this is one of my favorite field notes versions, and I just love it. And this, journaling in this has changed my life pretty much, because I didn't want to do it in my Hobonichi, and this is just the right size for me. And then this is a DDC brand stuff sheet, and all it is literally a piece of leather, and you just stuff it in there. And it's mostly for guys to just tuck in the back pocket so that their field notes don't get all wrinkled and broken. But I wanted one just to have, if I wanted to like go to the rings, I would still have something to carry in my, or carry my journal in that would keep it safer. And so these two actually just fit together, and I take the elastic and wrap it around both. And there you go. And this is the Leather Imagined compass. See a theme? So there's that. And that's my day. Like I said, this may or may not get used during the day. I do have it open on my desk, or if I'm out and about, I'll write lists and things like that. But because I just started this in February, there's not a lot in it right now. But these two, I'll journal tonight in that. So in my small field notes journal. But you know, these are kind of hit and miss when I need them. But this stack is my life. These 3. And then these 2 stay at home. So that is my January in review of everything that I do every day, and in the order that I do it. So hopefully this hasn't been too confusing for you, and you can kind of see how I use things. I do have a budget planner that I use every Monday night, and I'll be using it right after this video. And then I also have a standard Traveler's Company Traveler's Notebook. It's a single strap that I do memory keeping in. And so when I have time at night and I'm not gaming and I'm not doing something else, I will do memory keeping. And this month I am trying to keep up with it because I have from September of last year up until January that I still have bits and pieces that I'm trying to put together. And so that's why I haven't shown them all to you guys. But I'm hopefully going to get that finished, that whole project this month. But starting in February, I have tried to go day by day. And even if it's just me taking 5 minutes before I go to bed and doing something and kind of putting in a Post-it note where I wanted to put a picture, then that's what I'll do. But this is my planner life in a nutshell. So let me know what you guys do, or if any of this seems like too much to you, or you know, if it actually kind of makes a little bit of sense. And as you can tell, there's not a lot of overlap. I was like, overflow. No, that doesn't sound right. So there's not a lot of overlap in this. And so they're all kind of segmented into their own little sections, and it just works. And, you know, I don't change the way I do things. I don't change them up all the time. The only thing that I change are these 2, because sometimes I like rings, sometimes I like Traveler's Notebooks. So, but these 2 are very interchangeable to me. So the rest of this is not. You try to take my Hobonichis away and you will have one hell of a damn fight on your hands, because I love my hobos like nobody's business. And I also love my Jibun Techo. The Laws of Attraction planner, this, still kind of the jury's out on that, but so far it's working for what I want it to work at, and we'll see how it goes. In January or in February when I do my review, if it's still there, hey, you know, you'll see even more. But I do love the Erin Condren little notebook for my meals, because I can just slide it in and it works out well. It gives me everything that I need and I don't have to worry about it, and it just fits right in there. So let me know if you have any questions. If you have questions on how I'm using any of this, or if there's something in here that you had questions about that you didn't understand, just let me know down below and I will love to answer it for you. But otherwise, this is my life and my brain right here. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.